Stuttery. Seriously? Is the latency bad on this one? Looks bad. What have I done? What have I done? Hey Mansoor. Is this stream buffering and stuttering badly, or is it just me? Because the playback I'm seeing on my window looks real bad. Hey JCT, it seems very bad. Hey Kenny Dorman, Netherlands, good on your side. Okay, maybe it's just me. Yeah, strangely YouTube's complaining. I'm not sure what the deal is. I think maybe it's actually a local network issue. Hey, fixing things. A little low on the frames per second. See, it shouldn't be that. According to OBS, I've got 0 drop frames, 30 frames per second, 20% CPU, 4600 kilobit. So video desync. Oh, right. How is we out of sync already? Sometimes I think that it actually prefers a higher bitrate, but then you put a higher bitrate and other strange things happen. So let me know if it goes out of sync. Hey Travis. Hey Nicholas. And Coburn. I can hear your voice faster than your... It is out of sync. God damn. Alright, I'm going to change the settings, and I really don't know what the deal is. I don't know what OBS has done recently, but yeah, it's not great. Oh, notice my 4 key is all stuck in there. This keyboard's already... Something's gotten wrong there. I'm going to go ultra fast, which is going to drop the quality a fair bit. So, no profile, no tune. Bitrate. I'm going to go back up to my 6000. Apply. Okay. Alright, we're going to drop out, and then we're going to come right back. Alright, so we're back. Let's see if that's better. I have a feeling it's going to drift anyway. It's just something about OBS. On Linux, I don't know. It seems to be on Windows as well. This version just likes to drift. So you give it an hour or so and it's out of sync. So it seems good now, but it is going to go bad. Anyway, we've got a we've got a MacBook board here. I can't remember, 34 something? I don't know. It's in the title. And anyway, it's half alive, and it's probably actually not even worth doing. By the way, the bench is curved in like this. I'm gonna have to put it on little feet, because what's happened is I get moisture or heat. Well, what initially happens is that the hot air station heats up this area, and that dries the wood out, so the wood contracts. And then on the underside, well, it doesn't dry out, so it causes this to, bend up. But if I put water on here to try and rehydrate the board, all that happens is it goes through to the other side of the board, pools on the underside, causes expansion of the cells, which again makes this contract. So I have to put like little feet on this board all around. Anyway, so what happens here is I put the power in, and this is the weird bit. It'll spin up, and I'm drawing 400 odd. Come on, keep going, spin up, and then it dies off. But, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, and there it goes again. So I don't know exactly what it's doing here. I've been sort of casually looking for a fault, but haven't found it yet. Hey, links repair. Rain in Norway, that'd be nice. If we could have some rain here, that'd be really lovely. Where's put the crown of the wood up? Yeah, well, I can't flip this board over anymore because I've got the what do you call it? The microscope bolted onto it now. Really the problem is just that it shouldn't be sitting on a flat surface underneath, because it's got just a normal laminate bench top sitting underneath this, and that's what's happening, is that because there's no air gap between it, it pulls up all the moisture and then causes this effect. Anyway, so it's a bit of a weird sensation, but at least the screws won't run off the bench right now. They'll all just come down to here. Raining in Launceston. Oh, man, everybody's getting rain except me. Anyway, so I don't really know what's causing this problem on this board. I mean, it's been liquid damage while it's running. Yeah, it's chewed out all these caps, but they're not shorted, and I'm pretty sure they're not actually at fault. So yeah, as you can see, we've got a 3476, and I have not got my switcher on. Let's get the big fat keyboard out. Come on. Alright. Keyboard, microscope switcher should be on now. Let's see if it does. Inactive. Active. Marvelous. How dare you switch off? Okay, that's good. And we also need the microscope. I don't know why I call the multimeter the microscope. Clearly a considerable brain fart there. I'm a little slow tonight, it's getting late. Been a exhausting week. Yes, thank you very much, meter. I am planning on changing my meters soon. I'm looking at getting a Siglent 4.5 digit one with a more reasonable data interface on it. That's another $300-400 US. But I'm thinking I should probably actually not buy that and instead buy a 4-channel DSO, because while I pretty much would very rarely use a DSO, I think it's probably a tool I should have. It's just one of those tools that when you do need it, there's pretty much nothing that can replace it. Travis. Well, you can always catch up later, but I know, it's not the same. It's just not the same. So there's all this liquid damage over it, and I think the hardest thing here for me is that I'm really not even sure what I'm looking for, and that just makes the repair considerably harder. I have redone the clock area because I thought maybe that was it, but this let's see, RTC G3 hot 3.3 volts, whatever, that seems fine. Maybe I should actually check that. So I'm just not sure what's causing it to attempt to start, shut down, and then start again. Now I'd be very surprised if it's these. I don't think it's these caps. They are damaged as anything, but I just don't think it's them. I might replace them just simply out of the fact that I can't think of anything else right now. Send you an email about night blood tests. I think that regarding micro, I'm pretty sure I remember that. I just didn't quite well, obviously I didn't respond to it. Yet things have, like I said, just been a bit crazy. When the pressure's on, you do tend to, hey Aussie Geek, you tend to just throw everything else out. It's like I said, it's nothing personal against anyone. In exactly the same way as it's nothing personal against people when I don't accept friend requests and things like that. It's just a case of there's a limit to how much you can really do. What's this, 3536? I think it's comparatively similar. Isn't this just a memory variation? Yeah. Pretty sure the 3536 is just a 8 gig version instead of 16 or something like that. Hey Dave. Yes, the cats are actually doing quite good. They just got worn out by my wife. We recently got ourselves a laser pointer, and yeah, it's pretty damn good at wearing them out. Hopefully without blinding them too much. It'd be quite unfortunate if that happened. I've got my good tweezers here. I'm going to just start replacing these caps because I've got nothing better to think of. Travis, if you want to start your own repair, then without quoting Lewis too much, because he's going to get a big head and ego and all that stuff, but just get something, get started, and see how it goes from there, because everybody does things a little bit differently. But certainly on the equipment side, at least now we pretty much have it down packed that the Hako FX951 or the FM203, the quick hot air, and these microscopes, and you're pretty much good to go. Have I got the right one? Yeah. Just a bit of a sluggish board to get going. May as well take that other batch off too. Oh, right, okay. Thanks, Pionov. As always, Pionov comes to the rescue with some excellent knowledge about the finer details of these systems. Stuff that I never seem to recall. For me, it's like, well, I'll find that out on YouTube, on Google later, or I'll hope that Pionov makes an appearance. Hey, Nathan Hopkins, been a bit of time. Why am I fluxing these up? That's right, I need to redo the pads. As you can tell, my brain's a little bit foggy. So don't expect any spectacular repairs tonight. Should do the trick. Hey Edge, basically it's spinning up and then shuts down and then spins up again, but doesn't have any CPU life. So for all I know, it could be a dead CPU, though, and this is where Pionov once again is very useful. I have about a 27 or 29 ohm resistance on my CPU V-core, and with that information, Pionov will probably be able to determine if this is in fact a dead CPU or not. Will you watch the 2019 September Apple event? Nope. I'm not much of a person for attending or participating or watching those kind of things. About the only thing I try, and I mean when I say try I mean I put a minimal amount of effort into it, but the only thing I really try to catch are things like SpaceX launches, particularly if they're a new launch like Falcon Heavy or something different. Well, that didn't quite go to plan. That was actually a lot more work than it should have been. It should be 50 ohms or more. Alright, that actually... Well, we'll swap these caps over, peel off, and I'll have another check. I suppose it depends, what do you define as being cold? Because remember, the ambient temperature here is around about 30. Never goes to plan, no. Writing plans down is your way of listing off the ways it won't go. I should be able to just do both these at once though. Do you watch the... Yes, I do watch the New Zealand ones. The, was it the Electron rocket? I can't remember now. But yeah, I've watched their launches. I find it interesting that they started out going with... their pitch was a low-cost disposable rocket, and in the end they're coming around to actually making them reusable. So I thought that was an interesting twist. I guess they sort of thought, well, what's the harm in trying? The reason why I'm putting solder on here is just to make them separate out a bit easier, because right now what's happening is the the lead-free solder is holding on. Maybe if I use my X-Acto knife. See, if I hadn't tried to be fancy, I wouldn't have had this problem. Plan for the worst, hope for the best. Yes, exactly as they say in Born Identity or whatever. It wasn't Born Identity. What was it? It was the third one. Someone from Italy, Michael Chiklis. Whereabouts in Italy are you from, Michael? What region? I see dragons in here. Would it be best to have an ultrasonic cleaner as well? Yes, having an ultrasonic cleaner is definitely something you want. Maybe you don't have to spend quite as much money. If you can get something like a Crest, that certainly helps. But there are ways around dealing with the limitations of the cheaper ones. As long as you accept the fact that there are going to be limitations. Oh, for goodness sake, like my capability right now. Veneto. Don't know that region actually. Verona. And what do we? We've got Brasileiro Patriota. Wild Paul. Hey, Bob. And Indra from Indonesia. Hey, Ben Wong. Yeah, blades really do help quite a bit. And just scoot along here, see if I can find something else. See if I can find any other caps that look like they've had a bit of a rough day. I see the SMC's been meddled with, so that is actually next on my list. I'm kind of curious, maybe the BIOS has got issues, but I'm not a big fan of the whole BIOS thing. I mean, I certainly have had my share of dud ones, but I try not to jump to it as my first option. A bit of a chip taken out of that, but that's a MOSFET, so I'm not too concerned about that. Hey, Mark Stas, Germany. Oh, DocVault's near Verona. Okay, cool. Shows how much I listen to DocVault. And I mean, I do talk to him a bit, but I just... for me, information goes in and out pretty damn quick. I'm definitely not what you consider a good friend in that respect. Very bad habit of just forgetting everything. Except remembering that I have that bad habit. Just going to clean up those discrete parts there. I've got them marked for a reason. Should probably flux them up a bit more though. Been a bit stingy on the flux. Do UART consoles exist on Macs? I mean, obviously the terminal programs exist on the Mac, but I don't think there's a UART output on Macs. I suppose it depends on the model. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, I think I might remove that. Mr. Bailey is me. Welcome, fellow Australian. Half alive. It will spin up, then shut down, then spin up, but no CPU life. That track looks a bit grungy there. So we got some soccer slash proper football. Yeah, we lost that track there. Alright. Well, let's find out what that's actually for. And see if it plays in with what we're looking at. Did you ever get scammed on eBay? Yes, I have actually once. My kindness bit me in the butt. I had a... I'm just going to have to move my chat window, sorry folks. So I'm going to look like I'm not looking at you. Ew. He changed my color preferences. I don't know. I'll get to chatting in a second. Alright, so we are after... I think it's this one here. And yeah, that controls a lot of things, although it is solid state drive, not... So that shouldn't stop it from booting from what I can sell. I'll fix it up anyway, but that shouldn't be stopping it. Hey, Catherine. Dragon, with the updates, I know the ones you're talking about, the iPhone board view updates. Yeah, that's coming in good time. Just unfortunately, it does take time. Because you sort of only get one shot at the release. Thanks, Ernest. Yeah, you only get one shot at a good first release, and I'm trying to make sure I do it well. The hard thing is actually writing the decoder for the format, because I am working from a non-documented format. Don't worry, that part that just shifted, that was the cap that I removed from here. So in this particular case, it's a little better for me to get it done as best I can before putting it... Oh, come on, where's my alcohol? Yeah, need that alcohol. So I know there's a few people chomping at the bit, and especially since... Thanks very much to Jason Fulmer getting all chatty about it. Damn it, what there is. And now I've got people messaging me left, right and centre asking me for these data files, and it's like, wow, they're not coming out yet. Hey, Tony Drachev. And it's ZX, good old ZX. Can't go wrong with the ZX. I'm just trying to make sure I get my replacement parts here. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we want the first two there. Yep, the kitties are doing well. Micro is definitely putting on a lot of weight. Oh, a good amount of weight. And he is also getting quite a bit stronger. And the reason why we know he's getting stronger is because when we try to get him to give him his injection, it's actually getting quite hard now, because he will latch onto things and he will not let go, and you can't get him to let go, and he's just like, nope, 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 I don't want the injection. And it's unfortunate that, you know, he does. It's not pleasant. Well, the process is not pleasant. The actual injection is quite... damn it, lost my spot. I'm blind. Yeah. Yeah, some nights you can know exactly where you are on the board, and then you get nights like this where I am genuinely... Where am I? I have genuinely lost myself. Seriously, where did I... What? Oh, there. I genuinely lost where I was on that. That was quite disorientating. And I didn't get that part down because I was... Don't! Oh. Seriously? Oh, look at that. I got lucky and found it. I was telling myself not to loosen my grip on the part before it had sat down, and I did. I'm just quite tired. That's pretty much what it comes down to. I've got quite a few data recovery jobs to still do. Some are easy, a lot are not. You can tell by the fact that I'm really having a hard time not pushing those parts around too much with my jitters. Now I've always said it as ZX. Although if you ask me to sing the alphabet, I will say Z. X, Y, Z. Yeah. Flux pull, flux. Oh yes, Apple products can be repaired. But we all know that. Apple knows that too. I mean, they're not idiots. They're well and true. It's just a case of they really want their devices, once they break down, the device really needs to just be replaced. Which is why they want everyone on the cloud. Because if your data's on the cloud, your incentive to spend money to fix the device rather than getting a new one is greatly diminished. Because a lot of people want to fix their things because, well, that's where their data and system is, so they want to go back to what they're used to. And I don't think I'm going to leave that cap there, and I'm just going to bridge a wire across there anyway. Yeah, Micro is definitely doing very well. And tonight he ran up a tree, then bolted across the yard, and all sorts of stuff. So it was very good to see. Very, yeah, puts a spring of happiness into your heart, especially when you spent so long wondering whether tonight will be the last night that you get to have with him. Yeah. There were plenty of nights where I just did not sleep, especially around Christmas time, because I was, just wondering. It's like, will Micro still be with us tomorrow? So to have him behaving really good now and putting on weight and everything, yeah, it's a tremendous feeling. Of course, you're riddled with guilt as well, because you kind of think, well, why didn't I check this before? Why wasn't it obvious to me before? And yeah, I mean, it's a legit thing, but I think at the end of the day, it's just crazy how time can slip past and you don't really get around to these things. Because we're always weighing up the anxiety cost of taking him to the vet, because we knew it would have to be blood tests and things like that. So anyway, we got there in the end, and that's what matters. Hey, Lethal One, yes, definitely. Well, I'm not going to take... Actually, it's funny, I should maybe start saying soldering, because I've noticed Lewis is saying soldering and putting effort into it. So yeah, maybe I should start saying soldering. I'm not sure how to take the U out of neighbour and honour and colour, but I can do soldering for him. Hey, Matthew Chalk. Alright, so we fixed... Oh, that was screechy. You gonna switch back? Why aren't you switching back? Why are you no switch back? Alright. I'm not sure why that... I think we're all just misbehaving tonight. Let's see if we get any better this time. I mean, fan spin's a given. We know we're going to get that. The question is whether it keeps fan spinning. Yeah, so it's doing the dropout thing again. and then back at full speed. So I don't know. Hey Greg, just noticed you're here. So anyone with experience want to give an input here as to why we would have a situation where it does this short boot process, shuts down, and starts back up again? Excuse me. I mean, I'm genuinely asking. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Damn it. All my boot sticks are on the other side of the house. Well, I'm very much a person who pronounces that sold her. Well, I don't know what this one needs. I still would have thought it would have booted though. I'm just going to go off to the other side of the house, get the cable that I need, and then I'll be right back. So give me a minute. That's right. Yeah. Well, that fan's going nuts. Okay, I'm going to plug my ASD drive in. And the only reason why I'm doing this ASD drive is not because I'm expecting it to boot, per se, but it does have the LEDs on it, so it makes it easy for me to ascertain if we actually have some sort of boot activity. Let's see. Hey Shad, thank you very much for the 5. Tip for my favourite cam girl. Oh yay, I'm the cam girl now. Maybe I should move over to Chatterbait. So like, we've got that one is lit, which is the power, but there's no activity on the data one. Yeah. So I'm not sure, should I have a shot at doing the SMC? I mean, that's a real... SMC in this case is a bit of a please bro type fix, but I'm also not really mentally up to do much else. But now that I think about it though, I don't think I have, because I've got this one, which is the lower RAM version, but I do not have this one. So it looks like I won't be able to do the SMC. So maybe that's the universe's way of saying, nope, it's not the SMC, choose something else. I could always try to reball it, but I'm fairly confident that probably won't do diddly squat. Opinions, ideas, suggestions, feel free, goodness gracious, feel free to make a suggestion. Because this is the night that Paul's brain is not on board. Dead CPU, yeah, that's one of my first things. Let me check that resistance again on the CPU. But it's certainly feeling dead CPU-ish, but I didn't want to just jump on the gun on that one. Didn't want to just go, yeah, dead CPU, but maybe I should have. So we got 42, 43. That's actually higher than it was before from memory. Yeah, so we got 43. Ultrasonic and try again. The clock chip I've already replaced, and I redid that work, so where is it? Yeah, here. I did replace that. I'll check the resistance from that point there to another part of the board, because if it has got a bit of a dodgy resistance, it can cause issues due to... oh, god damn! Why is my auto switcher not switching? Because it stopped seeking? What happened here? Always fun when you've got to fix the things you use to fix things. Let's try this again. Ah, you're really not updating at all. You're just a nightmare. Who wrote this software? Who built this hardware? Okay. Alright, let's try this again. We're at the point where the CPU has 43 ohms resistance on it, and but it's still doing the same thing. Weird. Control Q, Control S, Control Q, Control C. Oh my goodness, seriously? Great, I got a zombie process. Huzzah! Frickin' zombie processes. I hate it when you get a zombie process because you basically can't reap them. Yep, zombie process. Damn it. Alright, so here we go for that. I mean, the init should actually reap them, but sometimes you get the ones and they just won't get reaped. It's always fun when it happens on a heavily used mail server or something like that, and you've got these zombie processes building up, and you know you're going to have to reap them at some point. And you know that you're going to get a hell of a lot of phone calls when you hit that reset button to take it down. Penov, we're up to 55 now, so yeah. What's the zombie process? A zombie process is a process that has basically lost its parent, and there's no way to control it, there's no way to kill it. So usually what should happen then is when it loses its parent and all that, it should then become owned by the init process or process 1. And process 1 should then reap them and dispose of them and get them. But for some reason, a lot of the time what happens is your zombie process goes to get reaped, but nothing reaps it. And so all your resources and your CPU, everything gets just stuck there, unable to be used or anything like that. It can't be returned to the system, can't be used by anything else. So in the end, when you get too many of them, you have to hit the reset. Anyway, right. Voltage readings on the CPU, that would probably be useful, I imagine, to some people. Yep, thank you very much. At least with CPU voltage I can do that without using the blimmin' microscope. It's actually big enough for me to look at the stuff. 1.7. We died down to 0 again, and we're back up to 1.7. It's a kind of an orphan process, but yeah, we call them zombies when they're zombies when you try to kill them and they won't die. They just won't die, and init won't kill them either. So there we go, 1.8. Let's see, what else can we have a look at? I don't really know this board well enough to... Anyway, these days zombie processes are handled most of the time fairly well, but every now and then you do get one that just decides to be difficult. And even like when you try to kill -9 it, or send it the kill signal, it just sits there and goes, ha ha, nice try, and you get nowhere. Okay, what am I looking for here? There's not CPU vCore? I thought that was. CPU VR phase. Oh, great. Okay, who's it going to be? Dragon or Pernov? Who's the winner here? But yeah, as far as I know, it's CPU VR phase. This here. Nope. Network pool. Okay. Yeah, PPSO CPU. Yeah, orphan process. I think it starts out they become an orphan process, but then when they don't get when the reaping fails, they become the zombies. PCH, yeah, I'll probably believe you. So this is where I'm really weak on things. If it gets outside of the janitorial repair, then I become dumb as bricks. So what do you think, Pernov? Trash can? And the only thing that makes me think maybe SMC is the fact that the fan gets really fast later. I'll look over the top again. It's becoming a boring stream. Let's see. Check platform reset and LPC power down. Okay, I'll check platform reset. So search. Yeah, it's probably a rabbit hole, you're right. Platform reset. Right, you're down here somewhere. That's a piece of glass, I think. Piece of junk. Okay, so platform reset should be on that test point there. Hey, don't do that. .3, so we do have that as present. PM PCH, let's see, LPC power, D-Win. LPC, oh, frickin' LPC. Yeah, gee, not many places to pick that one off from. There's a little test point, thankfully, just off to the side of the PCH. One of these little rat bags. I think it's that one there. Directly up from the crystal. Right there. 3.3. That's present. PM PCH syspower OK. PM PCH syspower OK. A little sparse on that one too, but we do have a resisted. You can hear that fan going absolutely bonkers. Let's tune into my desktop. I'll just check that other one that you suggested. Okay, which is this one here. 3.4. Wait, no, that's right, because it's shut down. Should come back up now. Yep, there it goes. Alright, all those signals are coming up good. So, yeah, we'll try the BIOS, PCI, I2C. I don't have a donor for this one, Pernov, so can I use... Oh, what is that? Is that junk there? Can I get away with using it from the other donor I have? Just for the sake of testing? This one here, which is the 3536. So yeah, that's the question is, can I put a 3536 donor ROM on here just for the sake of testing? I'll check the resistance of those resistors too. Almost a dead short. Oh, you're the 0 ohm, aren't you? Yep, you're 0 ohms, that's good. Yeah, let's just do a swap test. I'm just going to mark this slightly. Because I can guarantee you, I will forget which one is which. Alright. Well, we'll see, Pernov. I guess this is one way to find out. At least it's not going to be a destructive issue. Hey, Paul Hutton. Yeah, you know, getting there. I'm not going to lie and say things are fantastic, but yeah, it's within the reason of reasonable levels of living. I mean, realistically, I don't think any of us have those fantasy lives. Unfortunately, the thing is, we're in a situation where you really can't do diddly squat about it, actually, at the end of the day. You put your hand up, ask them for, you know, support and help and all that sort of stuff. It's pretty much a trap. Yeah, they tell you should talk about these things and stuff like that, but I found it seems to be more of a trap than not. It seems to be a way of luring out the weak herd. I know, that's cynical and everything of me, but it's just the way it seems to go. Jeez. Yep, looks like the Russian needs to take a hike. For flux, I use the AMTech NC559. That's pretty much just because that's what I've got on my desk. It leaves me wanting every now and then, but that's probably because more I'm a dodgy solderer. Oh yeah, sorry, cool. Thank you. Yeah, the software works on Linux, Mac, Windows. Because just as always, be aware that you do not get schematics and board views with Flexboard View, because it's a tool for using those files, not, it doesn't come with them. Now I realise that there are some other products out there that do come with the board views and such, and well, oh man, there's no way I'm using this one. Oh, I wonder if that's what killed this board originally. Look at that. That is a whopping great big something exploded its guts through. I never noticed that before. That's a very dead board. Very dead BIOS chip, rather. Something really punched the hell out of that. I mean, if it's schematics only for the Mac, can I use it for every yeah, you can use it for any board that is out there that you can get your hands on. It's not MacBooks or iPhone exclusive. It's a generic format viewer, and Flexboard View definitely has a lot of different formats that it supports, and I do add them periodically. I add new ones. Right, that chip really, that really would have been what killed that other board. That's a shame, because mind you, this board, that other board was also very dead from something else too. This whole area, yeah, so that board wasn't going to come back to life anyway. Now I've got to go through and see if maybe I've got something that I can use. Man, I've got so many boards, but none of what I need. Sounds like a typical story in life. No shortage of 3115s or 2936s or 3787s or even 2915s. But wow, I can't believe I just, no, do not have those. Whew. Wow. Of all the parts to be blown up, that part is it. So, would a 4924 work? I have my sincerest doubts about that. Yeah, I got plenty of 4924s, but I don't think that BIOS would work. Elegant, yeah. Go ask on Bad Caps or on Soren's Discord, actually, let you do that. Welcome back, Travis. So Pernov, I'd say it'd be a big fat no to use a 4924 BIOS on this. Guess I'll just have to put that damn thing back on now. And yeah. So what I'll have to do is find myself a clean ME region or just another BIOS image for this board. I'll take one of the chips off the other board, program it with the new one, new chip, see what happens, and might get lucky. Ooh, breakfast. In the meantime, I'll just put this back on. It can be surprisingly difficult to get these BIOS chips off. There's a lot of suction under the chip due to the molten solder forming a nice little liquid bond there, which of course means you have to fight against the atmospheric pressure. Hey, Paula de Grassa, not Graka. You have every laptop schematic and board view on that site? Which site? Yes, you can flash Apple BIOSes, there's no trouble with that. It's just like any other one. The main trick is just simply getting one that works and putting the right serial codes in it so that it doesn't shut down in 30 minutes. Now I know that looks like trouble there, but it's not actually making contact on that trace, but I will trim it off anyway. Funnily enough, by trimming it off I actually put it at a greater risk of making contact because the knife blade may penetrate through. Yeah, go to Bad Caps forum, and they have a dedicated section for asking for schematics and BIOSes. Coburn, I believe so. If you do not have the ME region right, then yeah, they'll shut down. I think it's after 30 minutes. Again, Pernov will know the finer details of that, but that is, to the best of my understanding, what happens. Yeah, sorry, ME region, I guess I sort of call that in with the serial stuff. That's a temperature sensor. This might be an ultrasonic fix too. Just drop it in the ultrasonic and see what happens. I think this is going to be a disappointing Friday night for all of us. Because if I don't fix this, it means I'll be back on noodles again. And it's just unfortunate I don't have my BIOS flashing gear with me here. It's in the other workshop. You ever noticed that? No matter where you put your stuff, it's always not where you need it. And then you shift it and you find out, oh no, actually I need it over there. I think this one's gonna be a disappointment. Yes indeed. Hey Winfield. Well, I'm just going to power that up again anyway after I sort of reflowed the BIOS region, but it shouldn't make any difference. Hey Cyber and Ellen. Yeah, see, it's shut down anyway. Yeah. Alright. That's it. What's the time? Yeah, 11:30. Alright, I'm gonna pack it in. I'm obviously just too tired, and I think I just need to start it fresh tomorrow or something like that. and get my stuff sorted out. There we go. So, Paul Hutton, your program covers most board view for most laptops. Well, if you can find the board view, and yeah, there's a couple of formats that I just can't support, like there's the binary formats by who is it that makes it? Allegro. Allegro has a binary BRD format, and I don't have specs for that. And even though I can see the data in the binary there, like you can see the strings for the net names and things like that, trying to tie it together is the tricky piece of the puzzle, because having the list of all the net names and having a list of all the parts doesn't help you work out how they all go together, and that's where the binary format hides things. I'll sit here for a couple of minutes while I play around with my ball of neoprene glove. Has it got the test socket that Lewis always removes? No, this one does not. It's not even there in the first place. Email. Okay, Paul, yep, send me a message. You've got my email, haven't you? Just pldaniels@gmail. I know I should have an easier name than that, but yeah, it's just the way it goes. It's easier if you Google for me, and then you can go to my website, and down the bottom of the website is usually my email address. So, alright. Yep. Let's see, someone's talking Dutch. Het klinkt ook niet na dat hier. Nederlands is ook. Jassen het feit de. That's Dutch, but I can't get it. Afrikaans I have a bit more of a chance, which is close enough to Dutch, but not quite the same. And it's been 20 years for me. Alright. Have you seen Lewis is looking for a new store? Yes, I have. I hope he does find one, because he really needs to expand, because he's going to lose his mind if he does not. Let's see. About to buy a new laptop, MacBook Pro 15 2019, or Lenovo X1 Carbon. I don't know. I'm still with my MacBook A1932. I'm quite happy with that one, except for the damn drives. I'm having a massive run of failures now with the Samsung SSDs in the MacBooks. Fortunately, Transcend now has replacement drives for them. They're still expensive, but at least you can get replacements. But yeah, send me best free sports cap. That actually would be a funny swim cap. Yeah, it'd be like a rooster chicken top. That'd be funny. You should try that one day. What was I going to say? Yeah, just message me about Flexboard View, and I'll be happy to see if that format that you're looking for is supported or not. Not nice talking Dutch when Paul cannot understand or make sense of it. You know, if I spent time with it, I probably would get some ideas. Like I said, I mean, I could speak Afrikaans to a degree and German, but that's a long time ago. It's a challenge. Is Micro the pretty black and white cat? Yes, he is. That is Micro, yeah. This is Cybernel and asks if you, me, are Dutch or not. I'm not. I am from Australia, yes, but it's because of my time that I spent in South Africa that you're probably wondering why I'm picking up some of the things, like the tendency to say ja, ach nee, you know, stuff like that. It's Afrikaans, yeah. Goeienacht, and good night to you too, sir. Okay. I can swear well enough in Afrikaans, but who can't? I mean, Afrikaans is a very nice language for swearing in. I guess they had to specialise in that, given all the stuff that they did. Alright. Thank you all for watching. Sorry it was a bust. I'll try the BIOS tomorrow, but I have a feeling we're probably not going to get anywhere with this one, but I'll give it a shot. If that doesn't work, I might think of doing the SMC. Oh wait, I don't have an SMC. And that's going to be a 2 or 3 week wait to get a board that fits, so it's probably not going to happen. But Afrikaans is old Dutch, yeah, it is. But it's more of a bastard Dutch, Portuguese, you know, various Zulu even in it. It's kind of influenced by everything, a bit like Australian English. Is white unibody MacBook hard to fix? I'm not sure. I've never tried one of those. But sleep lekker. I will have a lekker sleep, bro. Bye, dankie. Alright, tot ziens. Take care, all of you. I'll see you next time.